Hey all brothers and sisters, my name is Captain Meatshield and welcome back to Satisfactory. So a lot of this is all backed up. The space elevator has been completely loaded up with the modular engines, and now we're just kind of letting these things fill, because what I was thinking of doing was just let the whole thing back up and then I'll cut out all of the inputs and we can just feed it all into the sink, because these things are going to be worth quite a bit. I just kind of wanted to let the production keep going for the time being, really. I did have to go and completely wipe out all of the supplies for the petroleum coke, because it was so backed up that the rubber was coming through so damn slow. So essentially what I had to do was just like control click drag everything over to the trash can, but that's not really a problem. The main reason I kind of want to keep that system running for the time being is so that we can use up the rest of the smart plating. I mean, we could chuck it all into the sink, but it's not really worth much. So I figured what we do is we just try and exhaust the supply that's in this container at the very least, and then we'll shut down everything that's happening up at the top, and then just feed everything else back into the sink so that we can get rid of it. What I did find, or what I have been doing, you'll see over in the distance a big new series of platforms. We've also got a hypertube that can take us back and forth, so we'll head over there in a bit. But I found a hard drive while I was setting all that stuff up. There's a crash site like right next to it that I just hadn't found. So I've dumped the hard drive into the MAM. It's by now more than done researching, because it's probably been hours. Let's see what we got. So, the rigger motor has come back. We've got pure Caterium ingots, which is Caterium ore plus water. It's water, yes it is. And that will get us 15 a minute. Oh, wait, hang on. No. So, the standard recipe gives us 15 a minute from 3 Caterium ore. This would give us 12 per minute from 2 Caterium ore and 2 water. Does that work out cheaper? I'm not sure. Those are made in refineries anyway, so maybe. And reinforced iron plate from iron plate and rubber. But again, a lower production rate. 3.75 compared to 5. I get the feeling that's going to be cheaper on iron costs. That much is for sure. I don't know what out of any of these that I want. We'll go for the pure Caterium ingot, why not? We'll have that. And then that'll be it for our hard drive research for the time being. So I think what we'll do for now, we're going to head over this way to our new construction location. I have made a change on how much I want to produce, because going for 5 a minute is massively excessive and an awful lot of production for something that we honestly don't need much of. We only need 100 of these adaptive control units to be able to make... or to be able to send off the next space elevator phase. So there's not really a huge amount of point in making quite as excessive an amount of stuff. So what I'm going to do instead, we're just going to set this up to get one manufacturer running, so 1 item per minute, and that will see the space elevator filled, in a relatively decent amount of time. It will still be like over an hour and a half to get all the items that we need to send off the next phase, but compared to the workload that was going to go into this otherwise, it's not so bad. We're going to utilize the automated wiring production that we've already got, so that cuts out a huge chunk of stuff, and we're going to reuse all of the, I've shut all of that down, all of the steel pipe and steel beam stuff. That's just going to go in, we're going to tear all of it down, and all of the resources that we've got over there we can use to, fill this out. But with what can be built here, we're going to be producing heavy modular frames along with computers. So I thought, what we'll do, we'll just set this up, and then we'll put storage bins for the heavy modular frames and computers, maybe some storage for circuit boards as well. And then we can just have this as like a little outpost that's producing those two items for us to use when we need them. In there we've got all of the stuff needed for making smelters. So this entire platform is going to incorporate the full amount of production machines that we need. For this floor we really don't need much, so I think what we'll do, we'll just set up, start setting up our smelters. So I have 1, 2, and 3, and 6. Those are all going to be for the copper. So we'll set all this up. The big batch of production is going to come in with the construction floor, the constructor's floor. So we're going to come over here. We'll set up another set for... I don't need miners, I need smelters. Right, we need 14 of these producing iron ingots. That's going to be 60, 120, 240, and then 340. How much do I've worked out all the numbers on this. I need 417.5 iron ingots a minute. So I figured we may as well just like overproduce, and you know, we could even like underclock some of this stuff if we need to. I may restrict the amount of ore that's coming in so that we're only producing as much as we need. Locating all of the nodes that I'm going to take from is something I haven't done yet, though I did find some more iron to work with. We've got a pure node like right down the edge of here, along with a couple over that side as well, which I haven't marked off. Right, so that's those. Then we need to set up foundries. I need to go and dig through my box. There we go, 5 foundries for steel ingots. Everybody's favourite, I guess. I mean, the only ones we can make at the moment. What are the total inputs we need? Right, we need 170 copper ore. We need 642.5 iron. That's between the smelters and the foundries. And then we need 225 coal. 262.5 crude oil. Another thing that I've taken out of this equation is the concrete production. What I did was I overhauled what we've got going down that way, because there was another limestone node over on the other side of the little oasis. I put down a Mark II miner, overclocked it to 180, and that supports another 4 constructors. So what we'll do is we'll just bring a belt out over this way, and then we'll just connect that into whatever the fuck we need. It's encased industrial beams, I think. Yeah. Alright, okay, so that will do for putting machinery down on this floor. Let's get upstairs and work on the next lot. I preemptively put hypertubes going into each like underbelly and production floor, just so that we've got easy access to everything. I thought that was a good idea. So this is the floor that's going to take up the most space. I need to be able to see the layout a fair bit better. So we need 5 machines that are going to be making iron plate. Then we've got a huge rod screw assembly. Then a little bit of cable, bit of copper sheet, and then steel pipes and steel beams. I found setting up the, coordinating the screws and rods thing to be kind of awkward. I don't quite know what happened with the numbers on it, but we're having to do... I think it was I needed 19 Was it 19 rods? No, it was 20 screw producers, or 19.75, and 14 rods. Which I don't think the numbers are quite right on that, but, I mean, whatever. If we can make it work, it works. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And that's a lot of production. It's going to be a fuckload of screws. I haven't worked out the belts at the moment. That's the one thing that I haven't worked out as far as like all the logistics and everything goes. Right, next I need steel beams and steel pipe. I only need 3 and then 2 respectively. So that's easy enough. Go 1, 2, 3. One and 2. Down this end we need one of those little cable setups, along with like 7 copper sheet producers. And 5 there for iron plate. So, constructor floor, dealt with. This is going to be a lot of shit. I haven't worked out the power requirements for everything either, so I don't know how badly this is going to tank our power systems. Not that they're doing too bad at the moment, so I'm not too concerned. Oh, I was trying to check the power, thanks. Oh, never mind. I guess we need to go up a floor anyway. Can I check this from here? I just want to check the power. Fuck. Right, this is our top floor. I'm gonna put a power pole here, so I can just get a read on. Whoa! Wow. Okay, that got a lot higher than I was expecting. What the fuck happened? I think it might be because the manufacturers making the modular engines are currently working full time. Like, they haven't got any intermittent production anymore, so that's probably what's doing it. That and all the oil production as well, so it should keep the power ticking over quite nicely. Yeah, that was the pod that I found. I didn't fucking know it was here. There's a slug under that as well. Grab that at some point. And that looks to be limestone? Pretty sure that's limestone. Let me guess. Is it limestone? No. What is that? I'm curious now. Sorry, this is going to have to wait. Oh, it's a cave. Hello. What have we got down here? Bacon and summer sloop. And weird glowy mushrooms. I can't pick these up though. Guess it doesn't really matter. Wow, you really got wedged in there, didn't you? Okay, there we go. That was fun. Oh, my curiosity got piqued and it was worth it. There's also another slug over here. I'll go grab Hymans. Oh god, him doing a wiggle. Don't... Oh, fuck. Down you go. Don't be silly. Hup. Oh, nailed the landing. Brilliant. Fucking parkour. Genius. Okay. Now let's go and set up the next and final floor. Then it's just a fuck ton of bloody bolting. I do also need to go and boost the plastic production a little bit. What we need is 8.5 refineries, or 8.75 refineries worth of plastic to get this system running at 100%. So what I'm thinking is we'll overclock one of the oil extractors, maybe put in another 4 generate another 4 refineries, and then we could add more petroleum coke production in as well. So that might not be a bad idea. Let's take... This is... Right, that's for the manufacturers. This is for the assemblers. And I'm massively loaded up on cable, which is fine. What do I need to build? Honestly, not much. Right, so these 4 here are going to be for circuit boards. We'll be able to use the production from this in both making computers and in the adaptive control units, or the automated control units, whatever the fuck they're called. I don't actually remember, because I can't even check, so never mind. Then we need bolted frames. We need 2 for that, so I'll put them somewhere over here. Although, actually, no, they need to go into something separate, so I'll do the reinforced plate over here first. Three for those, and then that goes into 2 of these. Okay, so 3 reinforced plate into 2 bolted frames. Then we need encased industrial beams. And then we can look at the manufacturers. We need 2 assemblers for encased industrial beams. Easy enough. 1 manufacturer in. This one will be for the adaptive control units. Now, I'm not going to bother putting an output on these, because we only need 100, and I checked their stack size, and the stack size is 50. So what I'll do is I'll just get the system running, and then I'll come back at some point, grab a full stack, once it gets there, of course, and then I'll come back later on for another, and then I'm just going to tear down like the production for this one, because we really don't need it doing more than this. If we need them later on, you know, when, you know, tier 8 or whatever comes in, or another space elevator phase, if there ever is another one, then we can re-establish it. We'll probably be at a better point in the factory as well, where we can more easily do that. But we need a manufacturer for heavy modular frames. I'm thinking you might be well suited to go here. Yeah, I mean, we got loads of space. Actually, I'm going to bring that back, because I want to be able to put a storage container down for you. So I'll put you there instead. Heavy modular frames out of this one. We're going to want a big industrial storage container. And then over this side, try and space it equally, if I can. I think that ought to do it. This one will be for computers. And we're pretty much sorted. Industrial storage container for the computers. We'll have one here for the heavy modular frames. They're going to be producing at 2 parts a minute, so yeah, I think they both are. 2.5 for the computers, so this one will fill up first, but not quickly enough to be of any real concern. Now comes the fun part, where I get to start dicking around with all the belts. I gave myself the project. I should, you know, just fucking suck it up. So I think we'll just start from the ground floor and work our way up. These ones are going to be easy, because it's 30 parts per minute. They can just feed in, you know, nope, I need splitters for that. You know, it's just going to be a case of, you know, Mark 1 belts. Yeah, splitting things out nice and even. So we need 120 for this side, 120 for this one. Then we need 180 for that. So if I can find 180, I can just split that 2 ways, if I get that in on a single belt, and then just put a splitter that will split 3 ways into each of the machines. That's nice and easy. Okay, so let me put some power stuff in for all this as well. Decided I want to start using the Mark II power lines more often around like the factories, just because it makes it easier. Like the Mark Is are fine if you want to just drag power lines across, you know, the environment. But when it comes down to doing some serious work on rigging stuff up, these ones are just far better for it. Keeps things even more tidy, and it's just great. Okay, we're going to do a similar thing with the copper then. So we just have a splitter feeding in there, and then split 3 ways. That is power distributed. Need to sort out the outputs on that, but that's fine. It's these ones that are going to be a pain in the arse. So that's how much in the way of steel or iron and coal that's needed. It's 225. I mean, I can do that all on a single belt. It's the distribution that's going to be the awkward bit. I mean, I may just drag it all in on a single belt and just feed into the machines like a bus line. Like I did with the ones over at the little steel outpost. Yeah, I think that's going to be just the easiest way of doing it. Because, like fuck, can I be bothered to faff around with this nonsense if it's only going to make my head hurt? So basic logistics are sorted for this lot. Let's slap a power line in somewhere. Doesn't really matter if it looks neat, let's guess. There we are, and that's power to everything. So I can just connect that in there, and we should get some nice flashing lights on everything. Yep, all looking yellow. Just waiting for inputs. But now we need to figure out where the belts are going to go upstairs. That's going to be the problem. So what I might, yeah, what would probably be easier for me to figure out the inputs into the machinery upstairs before like bridging the gap, before bringing stuff from this floor up. Yeah, that's probably the best way of doing it. Okay. So the screws are going to be the big issue, but I have an idea that should make it a little bit more reasonable. I shouldn't have come down here just yet. God damn it. So I think what I can do, if I take the 4 machines along here that are producing rods, they're going to need, what, 15 a minute each. Yeah, so that's a Mark I belt. That's easy to work with, so I can just bring a Mark I belt off whatever line I bring around this way, split it off down onto a Mark I, and then split that twice to go off to these 2, and then to these 2. Yeah. Works quite well, I think. Okay, now I want to come down here, and I want to start putting some lifts in so I can get a gauge on what's going on. So we'd have something like this for feeding the rod supply. And I think it looks pretty good. So 60 would go into that splitter, split it down to 30 on either side, then these would split them down into 15, feeding the whole system absolutely perfectly. I need to calculate how much needs to go into all of that. So we're going to have 60, 90, 105. It's a bit of a weird number, so we need 210 iron ingots in total. Okay. Well, we could fiddle around with that. Hopefully we'll find a neat way of doing it. Just getting the initial kind of undercarriage done for all of this. It's just the main priority. I can work out all the fine details of how I'm going to split and manage the actual kind of distribution from production to production later on. I really am glad that I'm not doing this at the rate that I was planning before. Because, yeah, that would have been 5 times this. This is bad enough. And I'm sure those ridiculous productions will come in at some point. But honestly, not now, mate. I'm also rather concerned that this splitter is full of jam. But, I don't mind. It's my jamming splitter. I'll go like that. Cool. So that's 120. So we're going to need this bit to come in on at least a Mark II. Mark II. And then we need 30, 45, 90 for the rest of this. Okay. I mean, that's just going based off, like, you know, the machines that I put in. Whether I'm underclocking anything or not, I'm not 100% sure. Do me a big think on this stuff now. I mean, this one should be relatively easy, because I can just... in fact, what I could do, if I do this, I could put a splitter in here, and split that off that way. That can go off that way. Hopefully that's in the right spot. It looks like it is. That can come in and connect over there. Then perfectly even distribution. Yeah. Provided I get the numbers on the belts right. Mark II coming down here. And then going into this is going to need to be a Mark III. But otherwise, I think that is pretty neat and tidy. I don't think I could improve upon this at all. Everything should get completely even distribution. Provided that the split here works initially. Because obviously this can support 120. But I don't know. No, that's not bad. It's a pretty good start. But I think I'm going to wrap this episode up here. This is going to be a big build. I know I spent a lot of time waffling and going on about stuff. I'll try to get some of the basic kind of belt stuff in place. Maybe I'll try and connect some of the productions from this floor down to the bottom floor, and then we can work on the assembly and manufacturer side from next episode on. Then we're going to have to go tracking down the resource nodes that we're going to use, along with boosting the oil production. And then this whole system can get online. So there's a bit more work ahead of us. Hopefully it'll only be like 1 or 2 more episodes worth, and then we can get on to something else. I'll figure out whatever the bloody hell that's going to be. But for now, I'm going to wrap this episode up here, so I'll just say thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, check out the playlist on the channel for more Let's Plays and metal covers, and give this video a like or a comment just to leave your thoughts. And if you wish to join the ever-growing ranks of the Order of the Shield, subscribe on YouTube, chuck me a follow over on Twitch, or maybe even consider checking out my Patreon and becoming an officer within the ranks. But thank you again for watching this video, and I'll catch you all very, very soon. This is Captain Meatshield signing off. All hanging down here in the bloody lair. He's chasing you, unit. There we go. Get at it. Go and clobber his shiny ass.